What is sound? The skin of a drum vibrates when you strike it. The vibrations increase as you hit harder. The vibrating drum skin vibrates neighboring air particles, causing other nearby air particles to vibrate as well. A sound wave is made up of these vibrating particles. Sound waves move at a speed of 343 meters per second in the air and even faster in liquids and solids. The waves transport energy from the sound source, such as a drum, to the environment. When vibrating air particles force your eardrum to vibrate, your ear detects sound waves. The sound gets louder as the vibrations get bigger. Light moves at 1,000,000 times the speed of sound. As a result, you frequently see lightning before hearing thunder, and fireworks appear in the sky before their detonation. Sound waves are reflected by surfaces. Hard surfaces amplify echoes because they reflect sound well. Curtains and carpets, for example, reflect very little sound. Instead of causing echoes, they absorb the sound. Sound waves, also known as acoustic waves, are adiabatic compression and decompression waves that propagate energy across a material. Acoustic pressure, particle velocity, particle displacement, and acoustic intensity are all important parameters for defining acoustic waves. Sound waves fall into three categories: longitudinal waves, mechanical waves, and pressure waves. Longitudinal sound waves. A longitudinal wave occurs when the velocity of the medium's particles is parallel to the energy transfer direction. The coils of a slinky move in a parallel direction when you push it back and forth, back and forth. Similarly, when a tuning fork is struck, the sound wave travels in the same direction as the air particles. Mechanical sound waves. In a chain reaction, a sound wave passes through air by displacing air particles. When one particle moves away from its equilibrium position, it pushes or pulls on nearby molecules, forcing them to move away from their equilibrium as well. The disturbance is spread throughout the medium as particles continue to displace one another with mechanical vibrations. Sound waves are classified as mechanical waves because of the particle-to-particle mechanical vibrations of sound conductivity. Sound energy, or energy linked with the vibrations made by a vibrating source, must flow through a medium, making it a mechanical wave. Transverse waves. Transverse waves have oscillations that are parallel to the wave's direction. Because the oscillations of sound waves are parallel to the direction of the energy, they are not transverse waves. Pressure sound waves. Because sound waves consist of compressions and rarefactions, their regions oscillate between low and high pressure patterns. As a result, sound waves are classified as pressure waves. The human ear, for example, detects rarefactions as low pressure periods and compressions as high pressure periods as it receives sound waves from the environment. Sound waves are similar to light waves in many respects. They both come from a single source and can be dispersed or spread in a variety of ways. Sound waves, unlike light, can only pass through a material like air, glass, or metal. This implies that there isn't any sound in space. The pitch of a sound refers to how high or low it is. The pitch of a high sound is higher than that of a low sound. When compared to a loose drum skin, a tight drum skin produces a higher pitched sound. Loudness is the quality of sound that distinguishes between loud and soft sounds. Pitch is a sound property that distinguishes between harsh and flat sounds. Loudness is determined by the amount of energy received by the ear in a certain amount of time. The speed of sound in the atmosphere on a typical day at sea level is around 761 miles per hour, or 1,100 feet per second. Scientists have identified the fastest sound speed, which is 22 miles per second, 36 kilometers per second. Sound waves travel at varying speeds through solids, liquids, and gases, as well as within those states of matter. For example, warmer liquids travel faster than colder liquids. This remains the same with light waves, meaning light differs going through different mediums, like glass and water. This is why you see objects differently viewing them through these different mediums. The following are the three types of sound. A sound with a frequency of less than 20 Hz is referred to as infrasonic. Elephants communicate with herds hundreds of kilometers afar via infrasonic sounds. Sonic, it's a sound that has a frequency of 20 to 20,000 Hz. Ultrasonic, a sound with a frequency greater than 20,000 Hz is referred to as ultrasonic. A sound's frequency is measured in Hz, and the higher the frequency, the higher the pitch. Dogs, on the other hand, can detect frequencies between 47,000 and 65,000 Hz. These are far too high-pitched sounds for us. An envelope in sound and music defines how a sound varies over time. It could be related to things like loudness, frequency, or pitch. When a piano note is struck and held, for example, it produces a near instantaneous initial sound that gradually fades to zero amplitude. It is also the sounds assault, sustain, and decay. Attack transients are variations in the sound that occur before it achieves its steady state strength. The continuous condition of a sound at its maximum intensity is called sustain, and the rate at which it fades to quiet is called decay. This also relates to music, in the case of sound and pitch changing throughout the sound. Sound, much like light, cannot pass through space because there is no air for it to vibrate through.